Halloween is on Sunday the 31st, an ancient Celtic festival dating back 2000 years where the Celtics believed the dead returned to Earth that day. So they donned costumes and lit bonfires to ward off ghosts. Welcome to Prime Group Kaleidoscope with me, Savithri Rodrigo. So glad you could join us today on Prime Group Kaleidoscope. We are on 4 digital sites and very accessible: YouTube, Instagram, Facebook and LinkedIn. Once you've watched us, press like and subscribe or follow us too.
Welcome to 88 Residence Kathalua. Invest just 3 million and own your dream home. Pay 25% in 2.5 years, 55% at the handover with zero interest. Prices starting from 14.5 million. 0710 888 444. 88 Residence, Prime Group.
Today we are featuring one of the youngest to be conferred a national honour. Get some suggestions on adding to the national revenue. Go shopping with Harpo and fill up your belly. Plus lots more, of course. And now for a quick roundup of the week that was on Snapshot. During the first 9 months of 2021, tourism-related projects in Sri Lanka attracted over $90 million in investments. Sri Lankan worker remittances fell for the third consecutive month in September to $353 million, the lowest monthly figure in 10 years. According to the National Consumer Price Index, year-on-year inflation fell to 10% in September from 11.1% in August. However, inflation will rise in the coming months due to increasing global commodity prices, a weaker rupee and supply chain bottlenecks. Ceylon tea will soon have a geographical indicator which will protect our tea from misuse or imitation, guaranteeing the true origin of the product. Panasonic has unveiled a prototype battery 5 times the size Tesla currently uses and at less than 50% of its production cost. If you want to identify our Sri Lankan spotty friends, a revolutionary software has been developed to identify all leopards photographed in Yala. A total of 137 leopards have already been identified. Sri Lankan-born British-based historian and academic Professor Sujit Sivasundaram wins the prestigious British Academy Book Prize for his book Waves Across the South. Sri Lanka's T20 World Cup jerseys are made with recycled plastic waste. MAS Active, Tree Shell Fabric and Eco Spindles collaborated to transform discarded pet waste into recycled polyester. And voila! Sri Lanka now has an environmentally conscious team. Up next on our news capsule, going shopping with Harpo's delivery and raking in some revenue via the budget. Welcome, you're watching Prime Group Kaleidoscope and this is our news capsule. One of the most important measures expected in the upcoming budget is the restoration of Sri Lanka's fiscal stability. Given the fact that Sri Lanka has a high level of non-discretionary expenditure, the bulk of this effort in improving the fiscal situation would be through revenue enhancement. I asked Research Director of Verite Research Deshal Demel what steps should be taken to enable this revenue enhancement.
The first step towards achieving this would be to reduce the existing thresholds on taxes such as VAT and personal income tax, restore withholding taxes such as PAYE, which is the withholding tax on employment income, and withholding taxes on interest income, both of which will improve tax administration significantly. Going forward, it is possible to progressively increase rates of VAT from 8% to 15% over the next 4 years, and similarly to increase the highest rate for personal income taxes also back to 24%. Similarly, corporate income taxes can also see a reduction in some of the concessions that have been given in the recent past. In addition to this, measures such as indexation of taxes on tobacco and alcohol could also certainly increase revenue in the Sri Lankan economy, that will certainly help in terms of improving the fiscal situation.
The Colombo stock market has been seeing the ASPI steadily climbing over the 10,000 point mark this week. At close of market on Thursday, the all share price index was up by 2.2%. And the average daily turnover moved up to 5.45 billion rupees. After continuous upward movement, WTI oil finally dropped slightly this week to below $82 per barrel as US crude oil stockpiles rose more than expected. Gold prices remained flat this week, hovering around the $1,800 per ounce level. A true entrepreneur who is constantly prompting lifestyle changes, founder and CEO of Harpo's Cafes and Restaurants, Harpo Gunaratna, launched a delivery app to bring the Harpo's retail range right to your doorstep with simply a click and a swipe. The game-changing app was developed by Zencat Technologies led by Nipuna Jayasinghe, and here's Harpo and Nipuna explaining how this works.
Hi guys, it's finally here, Harpo's delivery app. It has taken many months to launch this, and I'm happy to be here today with the team Zencat Technologies who have been working tirelessly to make this all happen.
This application you can download by logging to your Google Play Store account and App Store. For the iPhone users, you can log into the iPhone App Store account and easily you can download the application, and once you log into the application, you can select the marketplace and pick your item, and easily you can pay and you can complete the order.
We will continue to roll this out from the marketplace onwards to the pizza brand and to our other restaurants.
A Bosnian built a rotating house so his wife could have a different view, watching the rising sun one moment and a passerby the next. It makes a full circle in 24 hours. Two Indian brothers are turning heads, literally. These two barbers are turning their customers' heads into canvases with unusual haircuts and depicting everything from the Taj Mahal to Michael Jackson.
Welcome to 88 Residence Katadua. Invest just 3 million and own your dream home. Pay 25% in 2.5 years, 55% at the handover with zero interest. Prices starting from 14.5 million. 0710 888 444. 88 Residence, Prime Group.
Next up, one of Sri Lanka's youngest to be conferred the national honour of Desamanya. She's in Srilanka Live. Let's talk.
Making all your new goals in life a reality is why our strength is your strength. With 12 billion rupees worth of customer benefits in 2020 and a life insurance fund worth over 100 billion rupees, our strength is your strength. You focus on your goals. We will take care of the risks. Srilanka Life.
She is recognized as the pride of the nation. Rebecca Abeysinga is probably the youngest in Sri Lanka to be conferred the highest titular honour awarded by the government of Sri Lanka of Desamanya. And the reason is her highly meritorious service. Coming from a very giving family which gave Rebecca that initial feel for social work, it was Rebecca's higher studies in law that gave her the momentum to pursue it with enthusiasm. From then on, it was charitable work all the way, from teaching English at the Vajira Children's Home to founding her own charity organisation, Smartworks, where she immerses herself working with single mothers from disadvantaged communities. And today, our focus is these single mothers. Welcome, Rebecca, to Prime Group Kaleidoscope Srilanka Life. Let's talk. Why did you hone in on single mothers through your charity Smartworks?
Well, this question in particular, Savithri, is something that I gave a lot of thought to, simply because there are varied reasons as to why we decided to focus on single mothers in particular. But why this community would be just so that they would have a fair fighting chance at survival and doing life.
So what are the biggest challenges that single mothers face?
Well, Savithri, there are quite a few, but if I were to hone in on one single challenge that across the board the mothers that we support face, it would be the lack of employment opportunities for them. For example, they come with backgrounds where they have either sickly children or children that are too young to be left at home alone. So there aren't job opportunities that accommodate their unique situations and the challenges that they come with. And the job opportunities that are there don't really pay a salary that is good enough to enable these mothers to run the home and really fend for their children and make life possible for them. So this is one main challenge that we as an organization is working towards influencing and hopefully changing sometime soon.
How do you see the community perception of single mothers in Sri Lanka, and thereby how does that impact the perception on their children?
For the most part, with the fundraisers that we have done and with what I have witnessed thus far, I can confidently say that society has been quite positive. They have a positive perception towards single mothers, and they're quite sympathetic and empathetic towards their situation, of course, their children. But I've also heard of the negative side of things, not quite witnessed it, but I have heard of it, where society can be very judgmental, especially because they're women. To answer your question once again, I think there's a very positive perception that is extended to single mothers and their children.
So single mothers span across social strata. What are the commonalities that run across these?
Commonalities, Savithri, would have to be the decision as to why they decided to step into single parenthood as opposed to sharing parenthood with their partner. The two most significant reasons where they would step out into single parenthood would be in the event of domestic abuse and adultery. The differences would be that the women right up the ladder have financial stability, and that just means that women who are down the ladder don't have that.
What is the responsibility that the state and us, the community, have towards single mothers? What actually needs to be done?
Firstly, I think it would be to broaden the accessibility of employment opportunities in order to accommodate single mothers and the unique circumstances that they come with. They need to be offered, I think, reasonable salaries, keeping in mind that the list of expenses they have to deal with are quite a few. Secondly, to be willing to support these mothers who struggle in silence. I want to encourage the audience to invest in their children's education and donate towards making their lives a little easier. People need to understand that their struggle is uniquely challenging, being forced to fulfill the role of an absentee father. Thirdly and finally, I think it is pivotal that the Sri Lankan divorce law be amended to include abuse as a ground for divorce. And I think failing to do that would be to jeopardize the health and the safety of the victim.
Thank you, Rebecca, for joining us on Selinko Life Let's Talk today. Rebecca believes strongly that single mothers are the unsung heroes in society because not only do they bring up families with a limited, if no support system, but also grapple with the stigma of being a single mother. Her Us for Her campaign she's currently mooting is all about extending that community support, which is so vital to keep not just physical well-being, but also mental health upbeat. With Halloween around the corner, in Western countries, children go from house to house, trick-or-treating, which is inspired by the medieval English tradition of souling, offering prayers for the deceased in exchange for food. I was on a dumpling quest recently and came across a gem, Big Belly. Dumplings in all sizes, shapes and flavors, plus a range of Chinese food which is really hard to come by, especially when it comes to flavor. Big Belly started when Mariska Tao met her Chinese husband and his family. She put her hand to making food just the way the Chinese like it. And Mariska decided to spread her love for authentic Chinese cuisine with Big Belly. Here she is on Life in 60.
I created Big Belly as a way to express my love and passion for the Chinese culture and for the food that's created there, but also to spread the knowledge of the authentic Chinese cuisine in Sri Lanka. We're also used to the staple fried rice and the hot butter cuttlefish, but those are very localized versions of the cuisine. For example, hot butter cuttlefish does not even exist in China. It's purely a Sri Lankan invention. So Big Belly is my way of spreading more authentic versions of the Chinese cuisine I learned from my husband's family.
Prime Group Kaleidoscope will be back next week. Enjoy your days, but be safe. Happy Halloween. Believe nothing you hear and only one half that you see. Edgar Allan Poe.